In 2017, 36-year-old Kristoffer Thomas Craft of Leonard, Texas, crashed his truck as he drank and made phone calls while driving. With him in the truck was his 7-year-old son, Colton Craft, who was seated in the front seat and was not wearing a seat belt. Craft crawled out of the wreckage. However, what happened next was unprecedented. Instead of rescuing his son, who was still stuck inside the truck, Craft proceeded to rescue his cans of beer that had spilled on the road. He also stopped witnesses from helping Colton or calling 911 and tried to flee the scene. Craft was charged with felony murder after Colton died of his injuries. During Craft's trial, it was revealed that he had previously crashed his truck while drinking and driving. The officer who responded to the accident told the court he found almost 100 beer cans around the vehicle. It was obvious that Craft was trying to clear the accident scene so that police would not know he was drinking and driving. However, Craft denied killing his son and had his lawyers convince the judge and jury that the incident was second-degree manslaughter and not murder. Craft received an 18-year sentence for manslaughter.
In 1996, Sammy Butler shot and killed a store clerk during a robbery in Huntsville, Texas. However, it was his partner, Robert Lee Thompson, who got the death sentence. On the fateful day, Thompson approached one of the two clerks in a 7 Evenings store and asked for money. However, he shot the clerk, Berkeley Meridia, 4 times before he could give him the money. He also shot at the other clerk, Mansour Rahim, who was at the back of the store, twice. Thompson tried shooting Meridia a 5th time, this time aiming for his neck, but he'd run out of bullets. So he proceeded to beat Meridia. Both men fled after the robbery and had jumped into their getaway vehicle when they saw Rahim chase after them. This time, Butler shot at Rahim twice. The shots would prove fatal. Thompson and Butler were tried under the law of parties, under which a person can be convicted of murder if they aided or encouraged another person to commit a crime that caused a death. Investigations also revealed that Thompson and Butler had been involved in 8 previous robberies, some of which also resulted in deaths. Butler received a life sentence, while Thompson received a death sentence. Thompson was executed in November 2009.
Justin Doyle was 15 years old in 2008, when he and his friends broke into what they thought was an empty house near Rockford, Illinois. Unfortunately for them, things did not go as planned, since there was someone home. The unnamed guest opened fire on the boys when he saw them stealing some guns. The bullet hit 14-year-old Travis Castle, killing him. The guest was not charged with Castle's death. Instead, it was Justin Doyle. Just Doyle. Not even the third teenager, Nathan Whitmire. Doyle was charged under the Illinois felony murder law that holds a person responsible for any death that occurs during a robbery. The law is very controversial, since the person charged with the murder does not need to be present at the crime scene. Doyle was sentenced to 30 years imprisonment, while Whitmire received a lighter sentence and was released in 2013. Doyle's sentence was commuted in April 2017, even though he was not eligible for release until 2023, when he would have served half of his sentence. He was released as part of Governor Bruce Rauner's attempt to promote rehabilitation instead of imprisonment.
In 2009, some robbers raided the Central Valley, California, home of Gary and Sandra DeBartolo, hoping to steal the marijuana the couple supposedly kept at home. Whatever happened, they ended up killing the couple by slitting their throats. All 6 were charged under California's felony murder law. One of the robbers was 27-year-old Nico Wilson, who was charged with murder, even though he was not even inside the house during the robbery. He was inside a vehicle outside the home. However, he was charged because he was involved in planning the robbery. In 2018, Wilson was saved from a possible death sentence after Governor Jerry Brown made some changes to the felony murder law. Wilson's murder charge was dropped, and he accepted a plea deal for robbery and several other smaller offenses. He had already served 9 years in prison while awaiting trial and was released. However, not all the robbers were lucky. One of them, Don Singh, received life imprisonment without parole.
Things appear pretty straightforward in the case PF Danny Smith Jr. of Peoria, Illinois. In December 2016, 41-year-old Mons Bryant had just won $420,000 in a lottery, and Smith wanted a piece of the winnings. Since he could not ask nicely, he kidnapped Bryant and his stepfather and demanded $25,000 in ransom money. Unfortunately, Bryant suffered from Lou Gehrig's disease and couldn't walk. He fell to the ground during the kidnapping and hit his head. This later led to his death. Smith was charged with murder and received a 48-year sentence.